Hey, my name is Tucker Kraus, welcome back to my channel, and whew, uranium went pretty crazy this week, didn't it? In case you weren't looking at your portfolio and you're wondering, wait, uranium went crazy this week, well, yeah, earlier this week, the juniors especially were absolutely flying, though throughout the week we did lose some of those gains, though not all of them. We've tapered off fairly healthily, and so we've kept most of those gains and seem to be in a fairly stable position now, okay? Now you've checked your phone, you've checked your portfolio and gone, wow, I've made a whole lot of money this week. Now you're probably wondering, why did I make a whole bunch of money this week? Well, let me recap that for you. So there are really two main reasons here. One of them is like an actual news reason, and the other one I think is mostly just sentiment-based. So we're going to talk about the sentiment-based one first. That sentiment-based one is that uranium passed $60 per pound, and I think the reason this one is so big is because for a long time, a lot of people were talking that $60 to $65 range would be the area that mines would start reopening and contracts would start being signed, especially, back when we were in that, like, $30 uranium range. That's what a lot of people were saying about this $60 uranium range. Of course, not everyone was saying that. And obviously it would turn out that someone like John Borshoff is correct, because, yeah, clearly no one is going to be signing or doing anything around the $60 to $65 range. Though, that's again not to say that it didn't boost sentiment massively. On uranium Twitter, it's been down and dead for a while, but a lot of people started celebrating once we passed that $60 mark. And the other interesting thing about it is just when we compare the main highs for a lot of these stocks in September 2021 and September 2022 compared to where they are now, even after this run up, is that a lot of these stocks are still lower than where they were before, despite uranium spot price actually being higher. So I think mainly what happened here is because when you look at the performance, Cameco and SPUT have actually performed very, very well since their highs in September of 2021 and 2022 and are actually higher. Whereas a lot of the juniors have been down in the dumps since then and are like just barely starting to get back and close to those highs again. And so I think really what we saw here is that big sentiment bump to $60 really encouraged everyone to go buy the juniors again because they realized, wait, these juniors were trading way higher when uranium was at $45. Why are they down here when uranium's at $60? And I think everyone was kind of just repricing juniors appropriately to this new $60 spot price. Though that's definitely not all to the story, because the other big thing, and this is I think the real reason we really went crazy here, was that Cameco announced that their production forecasts were actually going to be lowered by about 2.5 million pounds at their Cigar Lake mine. And of course, the reason this is big is, as I'm sure you know, in 2007, the biggest thing that kicked off the uranium bull run were issues at the Cigar Lake mine. So I just think a mix of the juniors, being quite cheap compared to something like Cameco having issues, and then that big sentiment boost of $60 uranium, which all came together to really jump us higher this week. And now I think the big question is, where do we go from here? Are we just going to taper back and fall all off again and continue grinding through the mud? Or is everything going to start slowly grinding upwards alongside Cameco and spot price? Everything, meaning a lot of the juniors. Or are we just going to go absolutely parabolic from here? Is this, the big one that's about to come up here? Comment down below what you think about all of that. And yes, I know I haven't uploaded in a while, but don't worry, next week we're going to be back with a new uranium stock update, so stay tuned for that. But before I let you go, I also want to just say I've got a big announcement in that I've started a Patreon. I'm sure a lot of you guys don't care about the usual YouTuber perks that people give you for the Patreon. Of course, I'll give you some. For example, get a lot of my videos early and you get to see live access to my portfolio and all my trades if you're interested in any of that kind of thing. But even if you're not, I've yet to make a dime off this channel. And so I would really appreciate your guys' support to be able to put a little bit more time into this channel. And without further ado, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.